is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
Hello, my name is Kimberly. I'm the host of Hard Facts, and I bring you the biggest stories driving conversation every weekday here on 95.1 Nigeria Info Hard Fact Show. I love to get your opinion and conjectures, but the facts you cannot dispute here on Hard Facts. Join me and let's talk.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria, there's always intensity to this.
Yes. Every day of the week, like you feel like you're going to have an easy week, and with boom, interesting areas hitting you well, But it's life, and we need to get used to it and to handle this intensity. But what's interesting Nigerians is the fact that we are able to make light of every situation. It's a good or bad thing, but
I was very for my reservation about it. I think there's certain things that should not be all about banters and the laugh or crack ourselves up. We need to get serious about it.
Very, that's really, really important. But today we'll go through some of the big stories making rounds, and of course get to hear from you as well regarding your thoughts, opinions, and how you feel about everything. But bottom line is, a lot of these stories have to do with the growth and development of Nigeria and what us doing towards who we have to the various positions they contest for. The stories today, busy, I would say, but interesting as well.
And I hate to break it to you, but we'll also not have a guest to join the show today. It means that Dr. Majid Dahiru will not be with us on the roundtable today. Yes.
I want to have.
Okay, all right. And I think it's going to run for the entire. But by Monday, we'll be back to regular programming. This is regular, just without a guest. All right. We're going to do it like we did yesterday and 2 days back. We'll read out the stories and return to you for your interpretation of the stories. And it's going to be the same length of time from now to 4th. It's going to be a great conversation, I promise you. So just stick with us. We're on Facebook. We're Nigeria Info AJ. Be a part of the show. My name is Kimberly Nwachukwu. Call me Kim. Call me Oracle, the digital Oracle. Call me the fellow OTF Madam Speaker. And I'll say yes to them all.
Yes, my name is Itodo, but then they called it chief. Everyone knows. It's
able to tell you like the names.
We'll get that. We should get at something very soon.
Exactly. All right, welcome to the show. Welcome to the round table. And we'll run through some of the big stories driving conversation today. Quite a number of them. We have a new guy at the top of the Police Service Commission. Before we get into all of the stories, Emeka Ihedioha says he's out of the Imo governorship. We're not sure if it's all together the situation with the PDP that he's so comfortable.
According to him, he would rather consensus from the PDP contest the election is going to hold in November. And a lot of people feel like as though he can, switch parties and have better chances. Remember, he was governor for about 7 months before Gathering, and just before the COVID on January 2020, he was replaced by a different person from fourth. That's where the light first came up, because fourth person came the governor of the state. He was one of those also who lent his voice at the time when the collation the presidential results were also ongoing, saying that the results were not yet uploaded. So a lot of people sort of warmed up to him at that point. And again, he's saying he's stepping down, contesting for the elections in Imo State.
All right. I also saw the report where I was talking about the process also within the party not being credible. It's time for us to get a bit of clarity. I think he's given the reason, more of that from within the party. And that's where speculation is coming from, that perhaps this is just his own way of, maybe just finding a wiggle room to say, okay, there is not having transparency within the party and all of that, and then excuse himself from the party to another. And if you go on social media, Twitter, precisely a lot of speculations as to maybe he wants some shift to a different political party. He's not said that yet.
He hasn't confirmed that.
But there's some people who pride themselves in being expert at reading body language and all language and interpreting and citing. So they seem to perhaps conjecture here that this is the next move for him. We don't know that for sure.
Time will tell what his next move will be. But we don't know. It's the people's will, according to the elections. When that ruling by the Supreme Court came up, a lot pleased by that because they felt he was going to do more for as being the governor of the state. So we'll see what his next plans are. Perhaps to release a state to address this and, of course, help decide or help give more information as to what his plans are in terms of still for the governor of Imo State.
We'll see about that. All right, then. We have a new chair of the Police Service Commission, and the president has sworn in ex-Inspector General of Police, Solomon Arase, as the Police Service Commission chairman. And already he's talking on the idea he's going to bring to the PSC. The president swore in Solomon Arase, chairperson of the Police Service Commission. The former Inspector General of Police was sworn in today. He took his oath of office at the council chamber of the presidential villa during the Federal Executive Council meeting. Vice President Yomi Osibajo, Boss Mustafa, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Iran Gabachi, to the President, and members were present at the swearing-in. And so that the Senate confirmed Arase as the head of PSC in January. The 5-year-old retired from the Nigerian police in 2016 after serving as the 18th IGP. And the President also swore in board members of the Code of Conduct Bureau during the FEC meeting. And Arase is, talking with the media. And I think that they've got something new they're going to bring. Corruption within the police by prioritizing the affair of police officers. I've heard a lot of people say, pay them better and get better with them. Solomon Arase, I think we have was sworn in, as the chairperson said, to make police officers diligent and perform optimally, welfare must be taken into consideration. So as an inspector, where look at the issue of corruption was defied from the source when he was there. And while he was the 18th Inspector of Police, how much of this did he also managed to address in terms of the corruption? He went on to say, when you tackle issues that are likely to be corrupt, you deal with it. How are you taking their welfare? How are you ensuring they retire, they have a decent house to go to? How are you taking care of their children? We organize scholarship schemes for them. And when we deploy them, they have the necessary equipment. When you respect people who work for you, your dogs, when you see you build it. So, most interest of the Nigerian police officers into considering and would douse the issues of corruption. He also did emphasize discipline will be taken quite seriously. They will be strong in training areas, especially alternative dispute resolution, that they will take it seriously. We would not want a situation where civil situation arise. So many officers who step out of line, there will be consequences. But at the same time, they're my colleagues and children, make sure that I sharpen their skills. He said quite a whole lot, and Nigerians are seeing it down. All right, you IGP, we know what you did. Now you're chairperson of the police service. And you're talking. Well, know that also.
The welfare of the police has always been in the conversation, ensuring that they get like better paychecks, better living standard, because you would go to a police quarters and you will not be impressed by what you see, especially if they're maybe not in a certain rank. And it's important that the police is treated in the best way possible, so that they're able to and take care of those who have talking about the citizens right now. But during his tenure as the Arase introduced, or was said to have introduced, various reforms in the Nigerian police force, including the use of technology to fight crime and corruption, the establishment of the PCRU, which is the Police Complaint Response Unit to enhance public trust and confidence in police. He also a crackdown on corruption within the police force. So it would be safe to say it's an extension of what he did while he was the IGP. Yeah,
I mean, it's good to go back to some of the pointers of some of the things he achieved, and you see how you intend from this new capacity and position to build on them. So right now he's already got what some of the focus, one of the very discipline issues, and I'm sure there are quite other areas that as chairperson of the Police Service Commission within the jurisdictional power that he has and authority, they will be able to implement that. We've had a lot of Nigerians talk about pay the police better and they will perform better. It sounds very simple, just up their paycheck and that's it. But really, is that all? And I'm glad it's breast. He talked about it also.
Yes.
Because I live in Nigeria, it's not just about the paycheck at the end of that's very important. You did talk about visiting the police barracks and all of that, and you just be like, all right, if you want efficiency, you need to put in the work, and the welfare package is also a part of the work that is required. Pay police better, would get to see. The President Buhari will say they increase their pay upwards. They have the police trust fund right now, but not sufficient enough.
But how we define good pay?
It's an important question.
Yes, what good pay is.
I was talking minimum wage, and they said 70, and someone sent me a message after, the wage rate now, don't say anything less than 100. Can say be realistic though.
But the thing is, if you were to go to the market with 100,000 naira, how many things can you buy? And with the things that you buy, how sustainable are those things? How long would you be able to use them for until your next paycheck, or you have to take loans or whatever it is to be able to sustain yourself until you get your next salary? And that's why a lot of people are not able to maybe save, because there's not enough for the day you pay your rent or you save for it. But in Nigeria, it's every year and you have to save for it. And people say, if you do not earn enough to be able to pay your rent, if you don't in 2 months combining your salary, then maybe you should move to a place where you can combine 2 months.
They say 2 months, now 3 months.
Well,
I've always had 3
months. Okay, then it's 3 months. But not a lot of people can do that. They have to be able to save for the whole year and maybe more to be able to pay their rent. So all of these things put together also brings to mind how much Nigerians are earning, what their take home is, and how the economy is able to handle the Nigerians have to, because. I mean, if you're not earning good enough, let's take, for instance, the civil service and how people also complain of it being corrupt, or some organizations being corrupt. It's because the take home is not good enough, and you're trying to look for ways to, make a living and add to what it is that you're taking home at the end of the day. So it's important that all of these are looked into, and it'd be great if the police, they focus more on what they've been put in charge of, as opposed to trying to find ways to make ends meet. People have complained about the police harassing them, but then again, if you're not well taken care of, you would be pushed to the wall wherein you forget your primary duty and just do whatever it is.
Which is a shame, though, because your primary duty should stand your guns anytime, any day with that. But welfare is important.
Very important.
And it's a good thing that the PSC, through the new chairperson, is focusing on that. Yeah. In spite of whatever the increment must have been, some would say it's not significant enough. But the police trust fund is something to also see where we are with that and how much difference it will make for the police and the personnel also. All right, Arase on YouTube says recruitment process into Nigerian police needs to change in order to address its perversive, outlandish, and cancerous corruption. That's a lot to describe their corruption. Nigerian police can only become clean when a leopard changes its spot. Arase does seem to have very little faith in a significant change coming. But hey, I saw a documentary once of a leopard without spots. I don't know if he lost it at one point, but he didn't have any.
Well, maybe it's a different breed, perhaps, or a crossbreed. That could be it.
And Frank Abel says, Kim and Itodo, you're welcome to the Roundtable. Watching you guys live. Good to know. Mazi Sunday Okewu says, Kim and Itodo, good afternoon. Where is my mentor? He'll not be joining us on the show today, but keeping our fingers crossed, he'll be here with us next week as we look at the big stories driving conversation. Join us on YouTube and Facebook at Nigeria Info. Let's go on to the next story.
Our next one is Build Your Dreams. That's by President Bola Tinubu as he goes on to assure Nigerians. He's also celebrating his 71st, and has somewhat, drop in celebration that will be expected of his birthday. Now, in a message to Nigerians, he says birthday gift he ever received is a chance to lead the country. Now, in February, INEC declared the former governor of Lagos State as the winner of the presidential election with over 8 million votes, followed closely by the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, and Peter Obi of Labour Party. Now, the president-elect said his were not mere words to win organs, but a bond with them. And he goes on to say those promises professed to win support. They would represent a bond that binds him to the task of creating a better Nigeria for the benefit of every Nigerian, whether you voted for him or not. And the question is, what is the country of your dream? Do you really know what you want? Since you were born, you've heard that Nigeria go better, in quote, and you're not saying right now what it means for anything to be better or what you deserve as a Nigerian. So it's important now, as Nigerians, we all know what better means and hand for it and how the government will ensure that is achieved in the long run.
All right, then. Let's go for a quick break. We'll continue where we left off after the break. Stay with us. Hello, my name is Kimberly. I'm a fact. And I bring you the besides every weekday here on 95.1 Nigeria Info Hard Fact Show. I love your opinion and conjectures, but the facts you cannot dispute here on Hard Facts. Join me and let's talk.
Nothing breaks the news like the news. Trust me, I can prove it. I do it every morning on Morning Crossfire from 3 a.m. to 9 a.m. on Nigeria Info 95.1, and I'm Femi D. Amede. Join the biggest conversation around national politics every day in a way that is trustworthy, full of passion, and yes, covers the biggest politics and the stories that matter to you. See, you have all the reasons to find out what's going on in Nigeria and be able to talk. That's the way to go, even morning.
This is Nigeria if This is Nigeria if This is Nigeria if This is Nigeria if
benefit more from the chaotic state of things, the disorganized institutions or system not functioning optimally as they should. It'd be nice for us to all understand what is that dream that we all aspire for. If you ask an average Nigerian what the American dream is from housing and the likes of this, they can almost tell you what it is. But then what is your dream and vision for Nigeria? You hear someone will go from give us better electricity. I think we can safely throw in security. You want infrastructure, you want healthcare, education. So at the end of the day, it's just wanting the system and the country to be functional. That way, you have that enabling environment to thrive and flourish with whatever it is you intend to do. I was reading, an article someone wrote about some Nigerians in the diaspora and how they're doing so well. And it was saying, we need to find a way to ensure that we fix the country so that all of these intelligent minds we have will not be forced out. If they leave, it's because they've given so much, they want to excuse themselves, gain more knowledge and expand capacity, and then come back, but not having that kind of push factor, just literally chase them out of the country. So I hope that the president-elect has all of these visions to putting all of it together. The vice president was speaking in Lagos and said, maybe we should stop lamenting about the brain drain and the people who are leaving and all of that, but seeing what we can do at home, because we do have a lot of brilliant, and if we fix certain things back here, that would not be an important conversation.
It's interesting to see how Nigerians thrive anywhere they go in the world. Just to show that we are really smart and intelligent people. But then we need the right avenue to ensure that we are able to live 100 of our potential. Now, the thing is, while we also put the pressure on the government to provide the enabling environment for all to happen, it's also on us to do the right thing. I mean, government is corrupt, but how are you ensuring that you are handling that business or that thing that has been put on you with the right practices while you blame the government? The government is you as well, because maybe in years to come you decide to contest for office. Are you able to do the right thing once you get there if you have been misbehaving while you were, in quote, a citizen of the country? So it's important that we also put our all. The government, they do their own part, our party will be there to balance the equation.
Yeah. President-elect says he will build country of your dream. Maybe you share with us a bit of what our dream is, and let's admit it. Okay, and I think one more story to go through, which is almost a memorial for us. Where did time go?
It's been a year already. It's really sad.
Where did time go?
The tension at that time, a year ago in March, was crazy for a lot of people. It was unbelievable when it happened. And a year after, you would ask the question, have things gotten any better? Have we improved on our security? For those who were affected by what happened with the trades, have they been able to get healing, or are they on that path to healing, or have they been forgotten? And because other things have taken over quickly. So all of these questions are really important.
A lot of the questions came to mind because actually yesterday, 28th of March, 1 year of the train, 398 passengers were attacked by terrorists. The train, Abuja-Kaduna, I bet you remember, like yesterday, because I remember the intensity of the conversation, having the roundtable every single day. We had that story. A lot of people were worried about it. And, at one point, it took almost 48 hours for us to even get a bit of the clarity as to what happened, do a proper head count. Not sure of the number of people who were there. We're waiting for the manifest and said, it wasn't there. It opened, that kind of like Pandora box to just telling you, there's not a mess that needs. 1 year after, a lot of questions as to the safety of passengers, to be sure that we want to see a repeat of that. In people attempt, that will be one step ahead. And if service has improved considerably, look at this. It's yet to resume full the Abuja-Kaduna rail 1 year after it was attacked by terrorists, according to the Daily Trust report, as we mark the 1 year anniversary of the is it memorial, what anniversary? Because
It's an
yeah, some
anniversary,
died.
yeah.
You know, I saw Senator Shehu Sani put up a picture of some of the people who died. Like you pointed out, move things along quickly. Families who lost people there, that trauma is still there. Those who were held for months, women, children, and all of that. It must be traumatic, and I don't think, this is even enough time for them to heal and recover from the trauma of that experience. At one point, it was really worrying for a lot of people because it felt there were a lot of things happening. Have we forgotten them? Have they been left? The families had to protest on their own. They even came into the FCT protesting, like, do something. Ransom were paid. The government came in at the point in time to intervene for those who couldn't raise it and help release the last batch of those who were abducted by them. But there's a whole lot. If you're looking back at this, looking at from infrastructure to safety and all of that, how much change, how much improvement?
Well, the Kaduna government is also calling out well-wishers and loved ones of those who were either in the train or who lost their life to come claim their baggages, because a number of them have not been claimed. But you wouldn't expect anyone who has been through such a traumatic experience to even remember or think about unclaimed baggage. I mean, how are you able to ascertain that if you were to take that route again, you would be back safe? A lot of people have complained about the way to travel from Abuja-Kaduna because it just would not go right if they were to go by road because the train's not available right now. The government has constantly reassured Nigerians that it's doing its best, even though stakeholders worry about the funds being lost every day due to the train service not running on that route. But what's important
it's running on the route as we speak.
Well, it's not as efficient or effective.
Maybe number has reduced. The timing, this early starts have been reduced. Late one also collapsed for a reason, which makes sense. I mean, who would want us travel pretty early? You know how they operate all late at night, even by road. I mean, I remember back in the day, you could just jump your vehicle and get into Kaduna almost at midnight. Maybe some people still pull that stunt, but I know that a lot of people are very mindful of the timing when they move.
Yeah, but I mean, it's important that we don't just relax and hope that it doesn't happen again. We have to put measures in place to ensure that it doesn't happen at all, and that people who travel on that route are safe back and forth, and we don't have to go through this traumatic experience again. We need to learn a lesson when these things happen to ensure that people are safe and they can be reassured either way to go on that journey. They don't have to. It's good to pray. It's important to pray, but then you don't have to pray for your safety because you feel it's a may or may not situation for you. So, yeah.
All right, seeing we don't have a guest with us in the studio, we're opening up the phone line. We get the conversation going big time. You can share your thoughts with us via YouTube and Facebook and WhatsApp. On to Facebook at Abuja. WhatsApp is still pretty much the same, 08099301137. You can call that also regularly. And phone number 0700 951 0000 0809 5974 869. Let's run through some of the comments and we'll get to the phone.
All right, looking at Facebook right now, Demshak Lot says, good afternoon, Kim and Itodo. Love your program with a passion. Whenever I'm in Abuja, there is nothing I miss like hard facts, or out of Abuja rather, watching live from Sunnyvale Estate. Ekele Emmanuel says, good afternoon. Olo Omaga watching from Amangu, Enugu State. The judiciary should do well by ensuring quick dispensation of justice. Albert Akbehe says, 1 year train attack and full services yet to resume. Nigeria as a country is yet to accept that an egalitarian society is industrious and productive society that automatically removes a society from the third world and parasitic culture, rather to a first world and developed economy. How can this stand until this time? Is that the government, federal government, as we're not generating revenue via it, or still under investigation as usual? May God help this nation.
All right, and I think the Vitus Mba, is that your name? You're welcome in today's Dr. Majid already. All right, thank you very much. Let's get to the phone line. The Mba, is that your name? You're welcome.
Are you there? Good afternoon.
Hello? Oops.
I think that call went off.
Okay.
Good afternoon to you.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, you're welcome.
Good afternoon. Great.
Welcome.
Yeah, I did the chair from Guatemala.
Go ahead.
One moment, I think I would join the government president. That's where I'm supposed to be. But no, cannot do it any longer with the crisis. Even if you can come out with the crisis GDP, it cannot bring anything. That's what they're taking them. He's part of the people that is supporting someone not to rotate from the south. Now he has clear for his eye. That is how his political career is going down. So there's no any political party that will accept him. As credible, as neat, as people accept him. Look at how wrong calculation he did. So it's just unfortunate. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Welcome.
Yeah, this is Emmanuel.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to ship a few words for Kim. When Kim was saying what dream do we have for Nigeria, then she made mention of some few things and a system that is working, and then she now said something that made me to force myself to call. And she now said she thought that the president-elect is doing something on that, taking record or whatever. I beg to disagree. It is good to dream, but I think it would be a wishful thinking that we think that the administration that came into this sham election or that can do anything to make the system to work. We wait to see. We wait to see in the next 4 years how it's going to be. That through the back door will not.
What are you talking about, Oga?
Kim, this. Do you know?
If you put back, I understand where you're coming from, but hear me out. You're saying backdoor like an election wasn't conducted. People just hijacked it. The process is flawed. Yes, you can articulate that, but to say backdoor is to saying we didn't conduct a process.
Okay,
Or that it was input.
Okay, there was a process, but I'm doubtful that somebody that spent much money will work for ordinary people of Nigeria. He will spend 2 years recouping all the money he spent on this election.
All right.
Wait and see. Thank you very much.
Okay, then. Let's
Good
move
afternoon
on.
to you.
Yeah, hello, good afternoon.
Welcome.
Hello?
Okay, go ahead.
Hello?
We can hear you.
Oh, good afternoon. You were not responding. That's why. I want to talk about president election because as far as I'm concerned, not yet pro. And the statement he's making is event. It is going to build the now of our dream. How is he going to do that? Tired of these tricks and gimmicks. And this time, these politicians have been playing and will not look. I think the tactics he's using this time cannot work because we are used to all this kind of statement. How is he going to achieve it is the question. Don't come and be reading, things on papers and telling us the Nigeria of our dream. How are you going to? You have not explained that to us. And is he going to use the drug money as a math or is
cash flow? Cash flow. Would have to let you go. Okay? Because we're not going to go that route with you. That's not a part of the conversation. Let's stick to the Nigerian dream conversation. And, the handlers of the president-elect have said it's a good thing that, this is also part of the issues taking to court and hoping that maybe they'll be able to wrap that
Get
up
clarification out of all of
and
that.
clarify that.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Kim and Itodo.
Welcome to you.
Yes. My name is Arase. I greet all the listeners.
You're welcome, sir.
Yes. I just want to actually talk on the appointment of Mr. Solomon Arase as Chairman of the Police Service Commission. I want that Solomon Arase,
Arase.
He's a minded police officer. From here was DCP, I put IG because of industry. Now, I want to hopefully suggest that for him to actually follow this before my reputation and mine. But it is a force for the police. There is any force order 237, use of minimum force in tandem with section 33 of the Constitution, which says that police officers use minimum force in a certain order. So it is killing of civilians, the 18 of the past. Then secondly, the entry point into the police force should be one is closely and guided. I think graduates with very, very good character to actually be favored. Because it's not a matter of just physical strength or physical appearance that should guide us into attracting people into the police force. There's much more to that. Then thirdly, there should be regular training for police officers. Police officers come out of police colleges, and for their stay in the police force, they go for refresher courses, they go for fire courses. It's wrong. Regular courses for the police force. Then properly, there are many, but let me just imaginate you with this and stuff. And that is community policing. Community policing is a new brand form of policing that focuses attention on baseline policing, partnership with neighborhood, proactive policing, through partnership, and then problem solving. Look at the problems that are giving rise to crime within the locality.
All right.
Yes. So thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you very much, Barrister Hassan, for that. You invested in a lot of this work. And I think you wrote a book about policing and the likes of it. I was talking about the force. I remember when they were talking about reform of the police, and there was one aspect of it to remove the force, the Nigerian police force, and call it something. That force, it's almost military in nature in a sense that it gives the impression that they have to do a certain way. Really? I didn't think it goes through anyway. We still have the Nigerian police force.
Because I've not thought about the force. I mean, having any effect as they handle civilians. I've not thought about it that way. I wonder why anyone would think this is what
really like not so easy to really. Is it the force in your name of it? But
if a name change would help it become better.
You and I know that a name change is not
the problem.
Exactly. Rooted, really. Oh.
Welcome.
Hello, my sister, my brother.
Go ahead.
What I want to say about this police commission is just to study it. Because if you watch well, Army don't have service commission. Air Force don't have service commission. Navy don't have service commission. That is why you see the entire month huge amount of money. Because there is nothing like service over there. And they are just well being taken care of. And if at all you want to appoint somebody as a police service commission, not a retired police officer, they should use a judge, a retired judge, that knows better of humanity for their life. And that's what people will be doing their job dignitely, doing well. Why they are not doing their job well? Because they are not well kept. They are finding that the man will do the roads. And the thinking, I want to take care of his children, but you see the making one. They don't think about anything, but they do something to them. They do them. So that's my own point. They should stop. And take them into their money when they're retired.
Thank you very much. Fortunately.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
Welcome. Good afternoon. Go ahead.
Honestly, you have the farm. Because sometimes like
okay.
It will now come to it's supposed to bring
Yeah. I was trying to just allow you go through this, but Honorable Minister, off your mic. The mic really connection is rusty. Please call us back, okay? Would allow you make your contribution when you call back. Let's hear someone else.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Itodo. I'm the digital oracle.
Welcome.
Yeah, my name is Uchenna. I'm calling from Jukwe. All right, talk about police service commission. Arrested there or another person there is just another form of fulfilling, as in just to fill up the space. I don't see anything changing in the police force. I don't see anything. Yeah, nothing is going to change. Whether it's there till next year or not, till next 5-10 years, nothing is going to change. It's just an appointment. Let him just go there and enjoy what other retired police officers are enjoying my name. Yeah, I would love to see where my vote counts, where politicians will not be desperate to clinch power, where blood of innocent citizens just to go and register their own rights at the polling unit, their life will not be where someone will not be using blood to vote, not in blood dripping from their faces, they are voting just because they want a better Nigeria. Still, at the end of it, it doesn't count. I want a better Nigeria where the INEC chairman will do the right thing at the right time. Just someone just said that entered through the back door. Yes, maybe he used the wrong word. All of us know what he's saying, he's talking about. So the same person that all this flawed election benefited is telling us that he's going to do jack. No, going to do anything. Rather, he's going to open more. Start same way he entered to continue.
All right. Okay, we
Thank you very much.
Yeah, very confident that much will come out of it.
Good afternoon.
Can you hear me clear now?
It's a lot better. Let's try this. Go ahead.
This is Honorable Minister of Yamai. What I'm saying is, that post you're supposed to give in to retired IT. Supposed to be a friend body. You understand, like a retired judge.
Why a retired judge handling police issues?
So that in short, another body entirely. You understand me? So that so there are some things that do happen. Expect the call, always cover. The time the police commissioner and the IG was dragging, this one will be under us, this one will be under us. You are in the country now. So away from that, in this very regime now, I'm not expecting anything good. Nigeria of my dream. Please, I want to give that they said that the Labour and the chairman, the Labour president, for this the 2 weeks now. Tell you, Kim, what I said is no. At Zobadia, I branch, let me pick some money at Zenith. My sister, the queue, people are more than 1,000 here. Some elderly men, people sitting down. So I'm standing under the sun.
All right.
And did you know another thing about with other places are right speakers than I say one thing. The POS opposite that Zenith at the gate is collecting 1,000 naira. What is the work? All these people that frustrating the work of the EBN and can't they?
All right, Honorable Minister.
To go after them.
I've heard the just there with getting access to cash. That's what the Congress decided 2 weeks. Let's extend and see how will they manage it. Just give them that space, enough room to either hang themselves or perhaps use it to do something better. 2 weeks sounds like a decent amount to have, this is saturated to a certain capacity with the liquid cash that is required for things to move along.
Well, it's safe to say in the last 1 week, things have gotten better. I mean, comparing access to cash right now and 1 week ago. But let's take a few messages on WhatsApp right now. It's Innocent's birthday. He says to wish him a very happy birthday. So happy birthday to you from all right here.
Please give him the sheke.
Okay, sheke for you. So send us cake, whatever it is that you are celebrating with. And he goes on to say he prays for love in Nigeria. He's also wished the former police boss, well, as he resumes duty, he's going to do well as the chairman of the Police Service Commission. And he also feels that for Ihedioha withdrawing from the government, it's because of the current acting chairman being in the camp of Wike. That's his thought right there.
Right, that's your thought.
Yes, that's his thought. All right. This one right from Arch says 80,000 naira should be the new minimum wage. 30,000 cannot cut it in this current Nigeria. There are people who will still complain about 80,000 not being enough, but yes, that's what Arch would rather have it be. Okay, Patience Ega, see your message. Thank you very much. All right, Lara says, I'm trying to have this.
What about Dr. Majid's fan might feel about his absence today? So my Wednesdays feel almost substantially incomplete. Sha, very blessed and wonderful Wednesday afternoon, almost evening. Otherwise, Kimberly Itodo, the mainstay and the protagonist of the Empress and the always
Sounds
with
like
us.
a book title. I love it.
Yeah.
Totally. Let's go on a quick break. We'll be back. Stay tuned.
This is Nigeria Info.